Think you know the whole story? Turns out you were probably taught the half-truth. Welcome to Half-Truths. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it. It's January 2nd. The ghost of holiday feasts past is still lingering. You feel sluggish, bloated, a little bit guilty. The sparkle of the season has faded, and now you're just left with the consequences of too much eggnog and not enough sleep. Your social media feed is a parade of promises. New year, new you, reset your system. Flush out the toxins, the images are alluring. Beautiful people sipping on vibrant emerald green juices, their skin glowing, their energy boundless. It's a powerful narrative, isn't it? The idea that our modern lives, the processed foods, the polluted air, the relentless stress, are loading our bodies with a sludge of invisible poisons. And that we, through sheer willpower and a 7-day liquid diet, can wash ourselves clean, reboot the system, like a computer that's gotten slow and buggy. Alongside this is the gospel of hydration, the one rule everyone knows: drink 8-ounce glasses of water a day. The famous 8 by 8 inches rule. It's the baseline of wellness, the first piece of advice from any health guru, the simplest penance for our dietary sins. The story is simple. Our bodies need help. They are under constant assault, and without our active intervention, they will fail. That cayenne lemon maple syrup concoction isn't just a drink. It's a lifeline. That gallon jug of water you lug around all day isn't just a container. It's a shield. This is the bedrock of the modern wellness industry, a multi-billion-dollar empire built on the idea that you are full of toxins, and they have the cure. But what if that story isn't the whole story? What if the very concept of toxins that these cleanses promise to remove is a phantom, a marketing buzzword with no scientific meaning? What if your body already possesses the most sophisticated, efficient, and powerful detoxification system ever created? One that works tirelessly, 24/7, without any help from a $50 bottle of blended kale? What if the most famous rule in nutrition, the 8 by 8 rule, is nothing more than a decades-old misinterpretation? Today, we're pulling the plug on the juice cleanse. We're going to unlearn the half-truth that you need to detox your body. The story we all know is deeply ingrained in our culture. It begins with a feeling of impurity. We eat a cheeseburger and we feel a little guilty. We have a couple of glasses of wine and we promise to be good tomorrow. This moral language we attach to food creates a perfect market for a product that promises redemption. The detox diet is that product. It's a form of ritual purification for the secular age. The promises are grand and sweeping. Lose weight, boost energy, improve digestion, clear up your skin, and even think more clearly. The methods vary, but the theme is consistent: radical restriction. You might be asked to drink only juice for 3 days, or maybe it's a week of raw vegetables. Perhaps it's a detox sold by an Instagram influencer, promising a flat stomach in a fortnight. Or maybe it's the more esoteric practices, like oil pulling, ionic foot baths that claim to pull toxins out through your feet, or colonic irrigation to cleanse your insides. The common thread is deprivation and elimination. The narrative tells us that by giving our digestive system a rest, we allow our body to focus its energy on a deep internal spring cleaning. This story is compelling because it makes intuitive sense in a world that feels increasingly complicated and, well, toxic. We hear about pesticides on our food, chemicals in our water, and pollutants in our air. The idea that these substances build up inside us feels plausible. A detox offers a sense of control, a way to fight back against this invisible onslaught. It's a tangible action we can take. When the juice is green, it looks healthy. When you're only consuming liquids, it feels cleansing. The discomfort, the hunger, the headaches, the fatigue is framed not as a side effect, but as proof that the process is working. That's just the toxins leaving your body, the gurus say. It's a brilliant piece of psychological framing. And water is the fuel for this whole operation. The 8x8 rule is presented as the universal solvent for our toxic load. Drink your 64 ounces, we're told, and you'll flush everything out. Your skin will glow, your kidneys will thank you, your metabolism will fire up. It's so precise, so memorable. It has the ring of scientific authority. It's been repeated so many times by so many people that questioning it feels like questioning the need to breathe. It's the simple, non-negotiable entry fee to the club of healthy living. Together, the Detox and the 8x8 rule form a powerful partnership, a 1-2 punch against the supposed impurities of modern life. They offer a clear path: restrict, flush, and be renewed. It's a story of sin and salvation, sold one bottle of green juice at a time. But let's start pulling on a thread. The first, most obvious one is a simple question. What precisely are these toxins? Go ahead, look it up. Scour the websites of companies selling detox kits. Read the books by celebrity wellness experts. You will find a lot of vague, scary-sounding language. You'll hear about accumulated waste, metabolic byproducts, environmental pollutants, and undigested food. But you will almost never find the name of a single, specific toxin that their product is proven to remove from your body. This isn't an accident. It's a strategy. If they can't name the poison, they never have to prove their product is the antidote. The enemy remains a shapeless, shadowy figure that can be blamed for any ailment. Feeling tired? Toxins. Skin breaking out? Toxins. Can't lose weight? It must be toxins. It's a perfect, unfalsifiable claim. When scientists ask for specifics, the wellness industry goes quiet. Because the moment you have to name a specific compound, like lead, mercury, or bisphenol A, you enter the world of toxicology, of measurable quantities and peer-reviewed evidence. And in that world, the claims for juice cleanses and detox teas evaporate. The second thread leads us back in time, further than you might think. The idea that your body is poisoning itself from the inside isn't a modern wellness invention. It's a zombie idea that's been shambling through the medical fringe for over a century. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a theory called autointoxication was all the rage. Prominent doctors, most famously the Kellogg brothers of cereal fame, argued that meat and other foods would putrefy in the colon, creating a toxic sludge that was then absorbed into the bloodstream, causing everything from fatigue to psychosis. Their proposed cures sound eerily familiar. They advocated for extreme diets, lots of yogurt, to change the gut flora, and, most importantly, aggressive colonic irrigation. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg was a fanatic for enemas, at one point advocating for a constant flow of water through the colon to keep it pristine. This entire theory of autointoxication was thoroughly debunked by mainstream medicine by the 1920s. Scientists demonstrated that the body has powerful mechanisms to prevent such a thing from happening, but the idea was too compelling and too profitable to truly die. It just went underground, waiting to be rebranded. The word autointoxication was replaced with the friendlier, more modern detox, and the cycle began anew. Now, let's pull on that other big thread, the sacred 8x8 rule. Where did it come from? For years, journalists and researchers tried to pinpoint the source of this ubiquitous advice. They looked for a landmark study, a definitive scientific paper that proved 64 ounces was the magic number. They found nothing. The trail eventually led to a single sentence in a 1945 report from the U.S. Food and Nutrition Board of the National Research Council. The report stated, a suitable allowance of water for adults is 2.5 liters daily in most instances. 2.5 liters is about 84 ounces, which is pretty close to the 64 ounces we're told to drink. So, case closed, right? Not quite. Because everyone seems to ignore the very next sentence in that 1945 report. It reads, most of this quantity is contained in prepared foods. Let me repeat that. The recommendation was for your total water consumption, including the water you get from fruit, vegetables, soups, and even coffee and tea. It was never meant as a prescription to drink 8 extra glasses of plain water on top of everything else. The context was lopped off, and the number was repeated until it became an unquestionable fact. Some have suggested that the bottled water industry, which exploded in the latter half of the 20th century, had a vested interest in keeping this decontextualized fact alive and well. After all, it's much easier to sell a product when you've convinced the public that they are in a constant state of chronic dehydration that only your product can solve. So, the myth persisted, passed from doctor to patient, from health magazine to blog post, becoming one of the most successful and enduring half-truths in modern health history. So, if juice cleanses don't remove non-existent toxins, and the 8x8 rule is a phantom, what's the real story? The truth is both simpler and infinitely more AWE-inspiring. You don't need to buy a detox program because you were born with one. It came standard issue. It's a biological system of breathtaking elegance and efficiency, and it works around the clock. The main headquarters for this operation are 2 of the most underrated organs in your body, your liver and your kidneys. Let's start with the liver. Your liver is not just a passive filter. It's a brilliant, dynamic chemical engineering plant. It performs over 500 vital functions, but its role in detoxification is a masterpiece. It works in 2 phases. In phase 1, a family of enzymes called the cytochrome P450 system confronts a toxic substance. These enzymes are like a chemical SWAT team. They attack the toxin, often using oxidation, to make it more water-soluble. They essentially attach a chemical handle to the molecule. But this process can sometimes create byproducts that are even more reactive and dangerous than the original substance. This is where phase 2 comes in. Another set of enzymes swoops in and attaches another molecule, like glutathione, one of the body's master antioxidants, to the reactive byproduct from phase 1. This process, called conjugation, neutralizes the substance and makes it fully water-soluble, preparing it for safe removal from the body. It's a sophisticated, 2-step process that can neutralize everything from alcohol and medications to metabolic waste and environmental chemicals. Once the liver has done its job, packaging up the trash, it needs a way to get it out of the house. This is where the kidneys come in. Your kidneys are a miracle of filtration. Each day, they filter about 150 quarts of blood to sift out about 2 quarts of waste products and extra water. They are exquisitely designed to excrete the water-soluble waste products that the liver has so helpfully prepared. This waste becomes urine and is safely removed from your body. Your lungs, your skin, and your digestive system also play supporting roles in eliminating waste, but the liver and kidneys are the undisputed heavyweights. This system is not fragile. It doesn't need a rest. In fact, the opposite is true. An extreme juice cleanse can actually harm your body's natural detox process. Your liver's enzymes, particularly in phase 2, require amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to function. They need vitamins and minerals as cofactors. A diet of nothing but fruit and vegetable juice is often deficient in protein and can lack some of these crucial micronutrients. You're not helping your liver. You're starving it of the very very tools it needs to do its job. The headaches and fatigue people experience on a cleanse aren't toxins leaving the body. It's often just a combination of calorie deprivation, dehydration, and caffeine withdrawal. And what about hydration? If the 8x8 rule is out, what's in? The real story is that our water needs are incredibly dynamic and individual. They depend on your size, your diet, your activity level, and the climate you live in. A 250-pound construction worker in Arizona in July has vastly different hydration needs than a 120-pound office worker in a temperate climate. Fortunately, our bodies have another beautifully engineered system for this: the sensation of thirst. For the vast majority of healthy people, your thirst mechanism is an incredibly reliable gauge. It's a complex feedback loop involving your brain and your hormones, constantly monitoring the concentration of solutes in your blood. When it gets a little too high, your brain triggers the sensation of thirst. It's that simple. Drink when you're thirsty. Stop when you're not. There are exceptions, of course. Elite athletes, the elderly, and people with certain medical conditions may need to be more deliberate about their fluid intake. But for most of us, forcing down water when we're not thirsty is unnecessary. And remember the forgotten sentence from 1945, most of our water comes from food. An apple is about 85% water. A cucumber is 96% water. A bowl of soup, a cup of tea, a morning coffee, it all counts. Your body doesn't care about the packaging. It just wants the H2O. The idea that you have to drink 8 extra glasses of pure, plain water on top of a healthy, food-rich diet is simply not supported by science. You are not chronically dehydrated. You are just a target for a very successful marketing campaign. So we've taken a journey from a place of fear and insecurity to a place of empowerment. We started with the familiar story of a body under siege, polluted by modern life, in desperate need of a cleansing intervention and a rigid hydration schedule. We were sold a simple solution: buy the juice, drink the water, and be purified. Then we started to question that story. We discovered that the toxins were nameless phantoms, a marketing buzzword designed to sell a product. We learned that the modern detox is just the ghost of a debunked Victorian medical fad, repackaged in a prettier bottle. We found out that the most famous rule in nutrition, the 8x8 rule, was born from a sentence taken completely out of context. And in its place, we found a much more remarkable truth. The truth that our bodies are not passive victims in a toxic world. They are active, powerful, and self-regulating marvels of biology. Your liver is a master chemist, and your kidneys are the most advanced filtration system on Earth. They do their jobs silently and flawlessly every single day. They don't ask for a vacation, and they certainly don't need to be reset by a diet of sugar-laden juice. Why does correcting this half-truth matter? Because the detox myth does more than just drain our wallets. It fosters a deep-seated distrust of our own bodies. It teaches us that our natural state is one of impurity and sickness, and that health is something we must purchase. It distracts us from the things that genuinely support our body's health: a varied and balanced diet, rich in fiber and nutrients, regular movement, adequate sleep, and managing stress. These things don't come in a fancy bottle, and they don't offer a quick fix, but they are the real foundation of well-being. They are what truly helps your built-in detoxification system to thrive. The wellness industry sells you the belief that your body is a dirty house in need of a constant, expensive cleaning service, when in reality, you were born living in a self-repairing, self-cleaning marvel of biological engineering. Now you know the real story. What other half-truths are still out there? If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a comment, and join us next time. Until then, stay curious.